besties. Say hi to Smokey. Look, she's looking. Yeah, say hi to our besties. You're so cute. Okay, I read a book a day this week. I have been a reading machine because, let me tell you why, let me get them. I normally end up DNFing books. So I bring home enough from the library to make sure that I don't end up running out of something to read when I DNF. Well, I haven't DNF'd anything in the last 2 weeks. I have loved everything I read. So that means I still have this many books left to read, and there are already 8 more books at the library waiting for me to pick up on Monday. 3 of these are 14-day books. So I really have to get busy. Like, I have been really pretty much just reading constantly. Let's see if those books will stay there. If you hear a crash mid-video, it'll be my books falling over. Stay there. Okay. All right, so let's jump right into it. Oh my goodness. I read some absolutely fabulous books this week, but I'm just going to go through in the order that I read them. First up, The Influencers by Anna Marie McLemore is a suspense novel of influencer family drama and the mystery of who unalived the annoying brand new stepfather. May Iverson has been exploiting her 5 daughters, all named for the months in which they were born, which is a little odd, but for social media content throughout their entire childhood. Now, does one of them want revenge? This is definitely a slow burn, but I never lost interest. The story does a very good job of exploring complicated family dynamics and how a parent can completely miss knowing who their children really are. There were 2 surprising reveals at the end. I gave it 4 stars. Then next I read The Fourth Girl by Wendy Corsi Staub. This is the story of 4 girls who are best friends growing up until tragedy strikes and Caroline Winterfield disappears on prom night. Her 3 best friends promise to keep her secret, but 25 years later, as the girls are reunited at the old newly restored mansion, strange things start happening. Caroline's former boyfriend is unalived, and someone is leaving secret messages for the girls. Maybe the girls don't know everything. One of them is now a police detective and is determined to learn the truth before more people lose their lives. I gave it 4 stars. Then we come to my first 5-star of this week. Her Prodigal Husband by Becky Masterman was a thrilling story. It starts out with a bang as Liesl Einstein calls her sister Alice in a panic. She was babysitting and now the baby is dead. Years later, Alice is living with her sister and her wealthy, narcissistic ex-husband has moved back in. Alice knows he's going to hurt her sister, but she needs help from Bridget Quinn, former FBI agent, to figure out exactly what he is involved in before it's too late. Then, good old Frida McFadden, you know I love her. This is the 2nd book in the Housemaid's Secret series. My besties who read this already were right that even though I read the first book about a year ago, it was very easy to jump right back into the series without rereading the first book, so that was good. We follow Millie again as she starts a new job, house cleaning for a wealthy couple. But all is not well in paradise. Why is the wife always behind the closed guest bedroom door? Is her husband abusive? Millie has a kind heart and makes it her mission to rescue abused women. In true Frida McFadden style, the story has shocking twists that I did not see coming and an absolutely thrilling ending. 5 stars. She never disappoints. Then, The Matchmaker by Aish Saeed is a page-turning thriller with a little bit of romance. It had a twist I didn't see coming. Nura Khan is a single 3rd-generation matchmaker from South Asia. Azar, her childhood best friend, is her +1 to the many weddings she has to attend, but he only sees her as a best friend. things start to go horribly wrong as someone begins to target Nura's business. And soon she realizes if she can't figure out who it is, she will lose her business and maybe even her life. There are questions in the back. I think this would make a very fun book club read. I love when an author includes questions in the back where you can like discuss the book. And yeah, I think this would be a fun book club book. I gave this one 5 stars. Then this one makes my top 10 of the whole year so far. In other words, this will be on my top 10 list for this whole year. I absolutely loved it. It says Lucy Foley meets Freida McFadden in this utterly addictive, binge-worthy thriller. And I completely concur with that opinion. Oh my goodness. Woo! Let me get started telling you about it. Okay. The French Honeymoon by Anne Sophie, and I'm not going to try to pronounce the last name because I would butcher it. But I loved it so much, I actually looked up her information and sent her an email, and she responded. I told her how much I loved her book and that I am going to be talking about it on my channel and that I gave her a 5-star rating. And she was so sweet. She responded and said, "Thank you so much. I'm glad you enjoyed it." Like, I was like, that is so sweet. But I loved it. This stunning edge-of-your-seat thriller follows 3 morally gray characters, which right off the bat, I felt like made it interesting. I enjoy morally gray characters because it gives the story some, you know, some flair, something unusual. Taylor, Quinn, Cassie, and Oliver. It's told from each of their point of views, and it goes back and forth from present day to past. Nothing is as it seems, and there are shocking twists that I didn't see coming. And then to top it all off, the ending is ambiguous, which I always find thrilling. Like having to try to figure out for myself what happened. And when you get done reading it, you can read the back. Again, the author has included discussion questions, which would make this a thrilling book club pick. Reading group guide, it's called. And then she also discusses in the back. They asked the author questions, and she discusses the book and how she wrote it and things like that. And she talks about the ambiguous ending and how, you know, she did that on purpose. She loves the idea of her readers trying to figure it out. And she said she left clues that they should be able to figure it out. And she had a certain way she felt like she wanted it to end. So I looked up reviews everywhere trying to figure it out. I finally told myself, I think I know how it ended. I'm going to pretend anyway that it ended the way I wanted it to end, because there was one particular character that I was rooting for in the... So anyway, it was just so much fun. I can't recommend this enough. I absolutely loved it. I just love an ambiguous ending like that. I love that. And you know, I asked on my posts recently, this week, I think about 5 days ago, I asked, how do you feel about open endings? Some of you said you hated it. Some of you said you loved it. Some of you said it depended on the writing. So for the ones of you who love it or it depends on the writing, try this. It's fun. I thought it was very fun. And then the very last book that I just finished reading, so obviously I gave this 5 stars, like obviously. This one is only a 3-star. Unfortunately, this is not a game by Kelly Mullen. It's a locked room mystery, and a grandmother and granddaughter find themselves invited to an exclusive party via blackmail at a Tudor-style mansion complete with a moat and drawbridge on an island during a fierce winter storm. There were no shocking twists. It was fun to try to, you know, figure out the mystery, but it wasn't like once it was uncovered who it was, I didn't feel like it was a shocking twist. I was just kind of like, oh, okay. You know, like the thing I liked the most about it was, hey, it is a locked room mystery. I always enjoy a locked room mystery. The thing I liked the most was the setting, quite frankly. There were secret passageways and, you know, this Tudor-style mansion with a moat and a drawbridge. Like, honestly, the setting was just fun. You know, I enjoyed it. But so I gave it 3 stars. I don't regret reading it, but it's also not one that I would like, if I were going to buy a book, I wouldn't buy this one, you know. So it was okay. So that's it. Wish me luck on getting a bunch more books read, seeing as how I have to pick up 8 more on Monday. And I don't know, like, I'm a bit stressed by it, and yet at the same time, if I don't have any books to read, that also stresses me. So I don't know. I guess one way or the other, I'm going to be stressed. So I'm just going to be reading, because I don't want to end up paying fines. And I also can't bring myself to return a library book that I want to read and haven't read. I don't mind returning library books if I DNF'd them. But if I haven't had a chance to read it and decide whether I want to DNF it or not, I don't want to return it. So I almost look at it like a job. Like, it's so funny. I can't help myself. I'm strange. I know. Can you say bye to our besties? Smokey. Oh, as you can see, she's very busy washing her little paw. Oh, there we go. Can you say bye-bye? We might sit out on the porch and read some more, huh? Yeah. Alrighty, I will see you all Monday for another book haul. Bye.